Welcome to Brindavan, a Parthasadi family Samarpanam to our beloved parents, a space for enjoying Vaishnava Sampradaya, Slokas, songs, Divya Desa Pasarams, and much more. Namaskaram Bhagavatas. Today let us soak ourselves in the Arthanubhavam and enjoy Vishnu Sahasranamam Sloka 58 in our Ayiram Namangal, Ayiram Gunangal series. रामानुजदयापात्रं ज्ञानवैराग्यभूषणं श्रीमद्वेङ्कटनाथार्यं वन्दे वेदान्तदेशिकं श्रीशैलेशदयापात्रं दीपत्यादिगुणात्मकं यतीन्द्रप्रवणं वन्दे रम्यजामातरं मुनिम्
महावराहो गोविन्दसुषेणः कनकाङ्गदी गुह्यो कबीरो गहनो गुप्तश्चक्रगदाधरः.
We have been enjoying the Varaha Avataram. So the first Nama in Slokam 58 is Mahavaraho. Maha is big, Varaha is Varaha Avataram, when Perumal incarnated as a boar. He is unequaled and he lifted the earth with the tip of his husk, as we already saw in this humongous husk. The tip of the tusk of Bhagavan seemed to hold the earth, where it looked like a small little leaf from the lotus pond, as we already saw. He had eyes that are like a blossom locust, Sendamarai Kannan, and body of a blue lotus, Neelamriga Shyamala Tamarai. And he came out of the nether world holding the earth in the tip of his humongous tusk, as said in Vishnu Purana. Nama is Varaha Mahavarahaya Namaha. Nammalwal in Thiruvaruttam 45 sings about how Perumal takes a Varaha Avataram and manifests as a huge big boar. Perunkezalartham perunkan malar pundarikam nammel orunge piralavaittar ibbakalam oruvar nam pol varum kelbavar ulare tollai vaழியம் சூழ் பிறப்பு மருங்கே வர பெருமே சொல்லு வாழி மட நெஞ்சமே. He says, oh mind, mada nenjam, a mind that has no intelligence. Everything is given by Bhagavan. Perunkezalartham. Bhagavan is a huge big boar. Perunkan pundarikam. His eyes, his big eyes, kan is eyes. His big eyes are like red lotus flower. What a beautiful description. Some beautiful Varahamurti temples that we can have darshanam of Archavataram are Tirumala, where he is the original owner of the 7 hills. Then we have Tiruvadandai, Nityakalana Perumal, Adivaraha Perumal. Then we have Melkot, Varahamurti. We have Kalahalli in Karnataka, which is a beautiful Varahamurti Kshetram. We have Shvetavaraha Swami in Mysuru, where he is white in color. Shveta is red. So he is white Varaha Swami. Then we have Trimushtam Bhuvaraha Swami, who is really very small in size and very beautiful with all the power of Varaha Swami. Govinda is a beautiful nama. We all know how we have reverberates in Tirumala. Even as we start our journey, it is Govinda, Avat Pandava, Anadaraksha, Govinda, Dinabandho, Bhaktavatsala, Govinda. So we have so much of Govinda, Govinda in Tirumala. Govinda conveys several meanings. One is he retrieved the earth, Mother Earth, Bhumi, from a cave which was hidden in the cave called Go. So he is Govinda, as said in Sri Mahabharatam in Santi Parva. Gam dadati inda Govinda. He took care of all the goes during his Krishna Avataram, so he is also Govinda. Nama is Govindaya Namaha. We will now see Sushenaha. His body is made of Panchopanishad that he uses as an instrument to attract those in the material world. And the Nisyasuris who are doing Kaikaryam for him in Paramapadam. So that is the way he attracts people. He has multitudes of ways to keep his devotees with him. So he is Sushenaha. Nama is Sushenaya Namaha. We will now see Kanakangadihi. Kanaka is gold. So he wears all gold, pure gold jewelry. Not only his armlets, but he is wearing a lot of his divine jewelry, which is Tirabharanam, on his body, and that includes his knowledge. Bhagavan is Alankara Priya. He loves to be dressed with all of his abharanams. So he is Kanakangadihi. Kanakam is gold. So he wears all gold ornaments. Nammalvar describes this in his Thiruvarutham in a very beautiful manner. We will now see that. Nammalvar in Thiruvarutham 85 sings about how Perumal is a precious gem, manikam, emerald, and is incomparable golden one. He says, I surrender unto you. Manikam konda kurangari otte irulod mutti ஆணிப்பொன் சுடற்படுமாலை உலகளந்த மாணிக்கமே மரகதமே மற்றொப்பாரை இல்லா ஆணிப்பொன்னே அடியேன் அடியாவி அடைக்கலமே. Says, I am Adaikalam. I surrender unto you. We will now see Guhyaha. He is concealed and can be known only through the secrets of Panchopanishad. Like when he was born as Lord Krishna, he did not show himself as Lord Krishna. He was like an ordinary person. And when Yashoda Mata was trying to tie him up to the rope, he just got tied, even though he was Bhagavan. He resides in the Divyamangala Vigraham in a manner that cannot be seen by ordinary men. And he shows his true self to some of his ardent devotees at an appropriate time. Nama is Guhyaya Namaha. Nammalvar in Tiruvamil 3.4.9 sings about how Kannan is a Mayan and he doesn't show himself. Kannanai Mayan Dannai Kadal Kadaindu Amudam Konda Annalai Achudhanai Anandanai Anandan Mel Nanni Nanga Uraigendraanai Nyalam Unduminda Malai Ennum Ariyamaten Yavayum Yavarum Tane. He says how Bhagavan is Mayan and he does not show himself, and that Achyutan and that Bhagavan who is in the sleep, lying down on the Anantan or the divine serpent, or pretends to be sleeping, and the one who swallowed all of the universe and then he brought it out after the pralayam. I do not know about him, but I surrender to him. The next Nama is Gabiraha. He is deep and cannot be understood. His greatness can only be realized by from the Upanishads. If the common man who is bounded by material pleasures, born on this earth, becomes sanctified, coming to know him and can attain moksha, just as the muddy water becomes cleansed with the kataka seeds. So he can be understood, or we can have a glimpse of his glory if we surrender unto him totally, completely, unquestioning surrender. If we do the total Sharanagati, he is definite to show us by his actions at least. And we should be rid of all the material pleasures that we would like to have in this world. Bhagavan is naturally bright and effulgent. He is the personification of all the 6 gunas: Jnana, Aishwarya, Bala, Shakti, Virya and Tejas. So he is Gabhiraya Namaha. Nama is Gabhiraya Namaha. The next Nama is Gahanaha. Just as it is difficult to assess the depth of the ocean, even though one can see the floor of the ocean when the waves are weak. Similarly, Bhagavan's gunas are explained in the Upanishads. One can read and try to perceive him, but it is not possible to know him completely because he is so vast and he has all the gunas. He has so much of immense knowledge, all kinds of knowledge, like the Aishwaryam, all kinds of Aishwaryam. And he is the most wisest one we can ever think of. So it's never possible to know him completely. Nama is Gahanaya Namaha. In Bhagavad Gita, chapter 11, verse 8, Lord Krishna says to Arjuna before showing his Vishwarupam, he says, "You cannot see my cosmic form with your materialistic eyes. So I'll grant you divine vision for that. Na tu mam chakyase drishtumanainev cha swachakshusha divyam dadami che chakshu bhakshame yogameshwaram." So you will have the yogam, or you will have the bhagyam to see me when I give you new eyes. Na tu mam chakshase, with your present eyes, which you see the materialistic world, you cannot see me. We will now see Gupta. He is well protected by the Purvacharyas who have known him by his abundant grace. All the songs and scriptures that have been made by Ayras and all the Acharyans, they have sung about him so much that he is completely protected by them. And that knowledge came to them only by his abundant grace. None other than them can know about Bhagavan. As ordinary mortals, we cannot understand Bhagavan to any extent. We can only feel his presence by some of his actions, how he protects us during our difficult times and our good times during our life in this materialistic world. The last Nama in Slokam 58 is Chakra Gadadaraha. He holds the divine weapons, the Panchayadam, Chakram on the discus, which is the Sudarshana Chakram. He holds the Gada, which is the mace. He holds this to protect his subjects. His other Ayidams are Shankam, which is a conch, Panchajanyam, it's called, the discus or the Sudarshana Chakram, the sword or the Nandaki, and the bow and arrow, which is the Sarngam, Dhanvi. And he also holds a mace, which is the Kaumudikam. The 5 acts of creation, protection, destruction, punishing, and grants are done by these weapons. His protection of us is done by the Panchayatam. Nammalvar in Thiruvaimozhi 8.4.1 sings about the Panchayatam of Perumal. Ariyara Sangum Villumara Disaivariyara Tandum Valamara Andam Morayara Mudipadamara Appan Uriyara Ulam Kondare. So he protects the world with Shankam, Chakaram, Tand or the Gada, and his bill, his bow and arrow, and his sword. To summarize Sloka 58, Bhagavan is unequaled and he lifted the earth with the tip of his tusk, as he did in Varahatara. It looked like a very small piece, as we already said. He retrieved the earth that was hidden in the cave called Go, and Bhumi is earth, so that is Inda, so it's called Govinda. He attracts those in the material world and Nityasuris by his body, which is made up of Panchopanishad. He wears all the divine ornaments, or the Divyabharanam, including the most divine one, which is knowledge, because of his immense knowledge that he has, unequaled or unparalleled knowledge. He is an Alankara Priya. He is concealed and can be known only through the secrets of the Panchopanishad. He is deep and cannot be understood. His greatness can only be realized from the Upanishad. Even though Bhagavan's gunas are explained in the Upanishad, one can read and try to perceive him, it is not possible to know him completely, because he is so vast and our knowledge is so little. He is well protected by the Purvacharyas who have known him by his own abundant grace. He always wears the 5 divine weapons, that is, which are the Panchayatam, Chakaram, which is the Sudarshana Chakaram, Shankam, which is the conch or the Panchajanyam, and then the sword, the Nandaki, and the bow and arrow, the Danbi, and the Sarngam, and the mace, which is the Gomodiki. He uses these for the 5 acts of creation, protection, destruction, punishing, and granting of boons. This brings us to the end of Slokam 58. See you all at 59.